Hey, what's up, everybody? This is part 2 of our video. We were discussing Trump tariffs, right? Trump took away the tariffs for a 90-day pause, and that's used as ammunition for the market to go up, right? So if we want to see this market really roar, we need China to stop its retaliation and for Trump to come to a deal. And I think that should come within the next 30 to 60 days. We'll see how China reacts. We'll see if they do any more nonsense. They're not going to win this, so we'll see. But essentially, what we have here for XRP, you could say, is a little bit of a falling wedge now. Look at that, guys. We're getting a little bit, kind of, sort of, a falling wedge type of look to it, which is always a good sign, right? So, number one, we have a 1, 2, 3 wave move now, okay? And we've been talking about that for a long, even throughout here. This was an idea. It wasn't my favorite idea. I would much rather have seen it, break out like rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, we break out. But that didn't happen. Obviously, the tariff stuff played a role into it. And to XRP's credit, it held way longer than I could ever imagine. I mean, I'm surprised it held this long. It was holding quite substantially for a while. So, but if you look at the 2-day chart, you could see these we need to get back above these levels, right? If we go to the daily, you could see we're sort of kind of above it, but we're really not. We need, because all we have is a move down and a move back up. So if we're back testing, then this could come all the way back down and revisit the low back to 170. So we really need to see this thing get back up here. So, but all we have is a 3-wave move. I don't like that, right? I hate when the market goes up and then it pulls back and then you get good news and then it creates a 3-wave move, right? So now I would have much rather seen the market do the 3-wave move and then we pull back and then Trump comes out, and then that could have accelerated it more. But we still have a lot of work to do. We really need to get back above 220. If we want any shot at breaking above $5, we need to get above 220. So, and I think that will soon happen. So if we look closely here at XRP, you could see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 waves down, right? And that 5-wave move is a part of a 3 waves down, 3 waves up, right? So that's 3. This right here is also 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3, right? And then you have, 1, 2, 3, and then you have, let's do pink, boom, 3, right? So there you go. You have a series of 3s, and you also have 3 down here, right? You have 3 down here. That's your first 3. And then your second 3 is right here, right? So those are all your 3-wave moves. So you can see very clearly, you have 3 waves down, you get 3 waves up, and then this whole thing is 1, 2, 3 waves down, right? So you go down 3, you go up 3. You go down 3, you go up 3. You go down 3, what happens next? We should go up at least 3. But we really don't want to go up 3. We want to go up 5. Why? Because we already had 3, right? This whole thing is 1, 2, 3. So this is, we have an impulse and a 3-wave pullback. 3-wave pullback. 3-wave pullback. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. ICP is also, look how massive this thing is, guys. Look at how big this is. This is a big 3-wave pullback. You have an impulse, you have a 3-wave pullback. I mean, you could see the example right here, right? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, A, B, C. It could be 3, 3, 3, it could be 3, 3, 5, it could be 5, 3, 5, it could be 3, 3, 3. So where are we? We're somewhere over here, right? Because if you look at the C wave, 1, 2, 3, it has 5 waves. So A, B, C. This is the C wave. All right. So if you look at ICP, what do you see? Exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 3 down, you got 3 up, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So what comes next, guys? A massive move, a big fat giant candle to the upside. Maybe, maybe not. Or what if we just crash and burn? I don't think so. Obviously, this could be like 1, 2, and this could be in the middle of the third, and then we go 4 and then 5. Right? It could be 5 down, but it looks so 3-wave-ish. It looks like a perfect 3-wave pullback. So we want to see a retrace back 50% of this level. And then from there, we'll reevaluate. Because that could either get rejected and come down. We could flag out and break out, right? Because ultimately, this is wave 1, 2, and let's get 3. See, we don't have a 3-wave move yet. We have 1, 2, but where's the third? We need the third to come up here. So that would be 3 waves up. You got 3 waves down, and then we're looking for 5 up. Bitcoin. Yeah, remember Bitcoin, we almost back tested the top here. We talked about that, and I wish it really did. The fact that it didn't gives me a little pause of concern, because we can easily come back down. And I don't really like where Bitcoin's at. It looks a little trappy to me. We didn't get away from the scene of the crime. You see, that's the issue. If I can draw this like boom, 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 and I come up and then I hit the low, and then I come around and then take the low, right? So that's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So that's the issue, right? The issue is that this wave here came straight up. We don't want that. We want this to create a base, get away from the scene of the crime, then go up, right? Because now, if we zoom in, you're right at all this resistance in here. You basically shot down, shot straight up. So it's very hard for the price to sustain like that. So what typically happens is the price has to come back down, and then it needs to go sideways, and then it can break out. It creates that distance, right? And you get this distance. You got like a little bit of a shoulder, maybe a head in here, another shoulder, or something like that. But yeah, I just don't really like where we're at here. I don't like where we're at on Bitcoin. Very dangerous spot to be, because look, you got this line right here. Now, granted, we are kind of above the line, but This candle's going to get exhausted to the downside. We probably just saw like a short squeeze. Everybody got too short too quickly, and we saw that. So we got bullish divergence on the 2-day chart, still looking really good. We even have it on the 3-day chart, looking really good. And we don't have it on the 4-day, but that's okay. So this move that we see here is 5. You could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we have 5 down. So what comes next, guys? We need 3. Do we have 3? No. So we want to see a 3-wave move up like that. We want to see some kind of move back here. That's typically what we see. So let's see if we get it. Monero. I like the candle. I like the way it looks. It looks nice. 8-day chart. Yeah, Monero is just one of those. It's just kind of a slow burner, but I'm still very optimistic about Monero because Monero has one of the sexiest charts. Yeah, I said it. I think because the reason why is because of the amount of structure it has. It has a lot, right? It has a lot of support, right? It has this huge box that spans over the last 7 years, right? We have the rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. We went sideways for over 2 years, and now we broke out and we're kind of testing it in here. This is the exact same setup as what XRP did back in the day. You can see right here. Reaccumulation, right? Here's your big box. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways. So Monero's like right there. So very exciting chart. But it's not ever a for sure thing because, this could come up here and get rejected and maybe we can come down and take the low and then kind of swoop up. It's very rare that happens, but, sometimes we've seen that. I can't remember what stock I've seen that on. I know Amazon has it, has something similar to that. So yeah, Monero, I'm still looking at it as a flat. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And if it's not a flat, then this is the 5th wave that ended here, and this is A, and then this is B, and then this is C, A, B, C, something like that. But it's got a nice pumpy candle right here. Problem is though, look what's going on. You have all of this support, and now you're back here. So XRP has that same problem. Bitcoin has the same problem. Monero has the same problem, right? Trying to get back above all of this. Because is this a breakdown and a back test and then a continuation, right? You break down, you back test, you confirm it as resistance, and then you go down. Is that what's happening? That very well could be what's happening. But not for Theta, because Theta doesn't have to worry about any resistance because it's still so far away. It's way up here at $1 or 90. What is that? That is $1. So we're still very far away from any resistance, right? But we looked at Theta in the first video. So go ahead and check out that video. We also looked at XRP. We looked at CRV in the previous video. SHIB. This is another one that you guys got to pay attention to. I really like the way SHIB is shaping out to be. I think SHIB, and you can write this down and you can screenshot it, record me. I think SHIB will be one of the best performing meme coins out there because of the way it's shaped. I like SHIB better than all the meme coins. Not because of the meme, but because of the structure of the chart. It has got a beautiful structure. There's no, like some coins, they start out, they come down, and then they just blast off, and then they crash, and then they do this. That's basically every coin. That's ADA, that's HBAR, that's Doge. I mean, that's all of them. But the fact that Doge or SHIB has not really went on a bull run, it basically just had one bull run. But you could see all of the support, all of this is support, right? And then you have a 3-wave move, right? First of all, you have a breakout of this big support level, and then you had a 3-wave move that came back down and is retesting that level. This is the most bullish thing in the world. I mean, really, you know? So we have a rise, crash, retrace, and this coming down into reaccumulation. If we go sideways a little bit, I don't think we have to go sideways a lot because we already went sideways. We can have a big fat breakout. I think SHIB is going to be I think it's going to be amazing. I could be dead wrong, but the way it's shaped, right? It's unlike any other chart, right? Sideways is good. That's what you want. That's how XRP exploded up. Look at XRP, guys. Look what it did. This is the same thing it did back over here. Look, this is the same chart. It's the same thing, right? Look how tight it was. It was very tight. It had all of these tight areas in here, right? So it's a little bit different in the aspect of, you know, SHIB had more of a 3-way pullback that retested it, whereas XRP kind of just blasted off. But really, it's very similar. So go back to SHIB for a minute. Yeah, I mean, look at all of the support you have. It's a very low risk meme coin, in my opinion. So what I would do is I would draw a downward resistance line right there. And basically, once we break above that, it's game on. You kind of have a little bit of a rising line, but nah, not really. So, you know, it could even be a triangle, really. A, B, C, D, and then E. Yeah, I don't really like it too much as a triangle, but one thing is for sure. This is a 1-year 3-wave pullback, and it took over a year, just like what XRP did before it blasted off. It had a 1-year 3-wave pullback on the anniversary of the Judge Torres ruling, right? So from July all the way to July. July, 3-way pullback to July. Yeah. So there you go. 3-way pullback. All right, now what it did is it came up in 5 and then it flagged out. So that's what we want to see for SHIB. That's what we want to see for Theta. Right? We have this is too big. We don't want it to be any bigger. This is way big enough. I mean, this is as extended as it gets. It's not going to get any more extended than this. I don't want to see it, because then if it does, then it's no longer a 3-wave move. It's looking more like an impulse, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of an ABC. Right? So we don't want it to get any bigger. Same thing with SHIB, right? So we saw XRP 1-year 3-way pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave. So what do we want to see? Maybe, let's see here. Yeah, you can see how the lows are getting smaller. You can see how it's waning down. It's not so drastically down, right? You can connect the dots. You can see how it's starting to round out. If I just draw a line like this, if it's rounding out, eventually it's going to round up, hopefully, right? So you have a lot of time. You can see all this space over here. You want some time to get up here, maybe pull back a little bit. You want to develop that base. some strong support, and then you want to come up like this, and then you want to flag out. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it like this. So basically, you know, like this, and then you flag out like that, and then go, right? So that's what I'm thinking. This is the most bullish case scenario. This is kind of what I'm believing here. That's what's playing out. Now, I could be wrong. If this is the beginning of a bear market like people think it is, and we're going to go down for the next 3 to 4 years, then, hey, let's go. But I really doubt it. So, same thing with NEAR. Look at NEAR. NEAR also has the same thing. We have this big explosion. We have a big... See, if it was just one chart like Theta and a three-way pullback, okay, you know. But it's not. It's SHIB. It's NEAR. It's ADA. It's HBAR. It's all of them. They all have these big three-way pullbacks. ICP, right? So, impulse, three-way pullback. And then you want 5 waves in the C wave. We got it. And you want divergence, right? Do we have divergence? No. Not on NEAR. Not on NEAR. It doesn't look that good on NEAR as far as the divergence goes. Yeah, we don't have it on NEAR. I thought we did, or maybe it got taken out. The daily, yeah, you can see, yeah, we do have divergence from here to here, but see how that is the same? But, you know, you can't get it every time, right? So, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we still got plenty of waves down. So, same thing with ADA, right? You got a 3-wave or a 3-wave pullback here. Or actually, it's 3 down, you got 3 waves up, and then you got 3 waves down. I mean, guys, that's textbook right there. That's a WXY right there. I was not a fan of this 3-wave move. It just, the proportions didn't look right. But now that I look at it and now it's fully developed, it looks more in the same degree, right? The amount of time this took looks about the same amount of time as the other. So that's good. But ADA, same thing, same problem. We're running right into this resistance in here. TIA. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 for TIA. Not a fan of TIA right now. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not a fan because I just don't really like the shape of it a lot, but I'll change my mind once we get some better looking structures. Litecoin, whoa, Litecoin had a big dump down to $63. I must have missed that yesterday. Yeah, so I think Litecoin has bottomed. I believe that very sincerely, that Litecoin has bottomed. At least a local bottom, right? At least a local bottom, meaning a local bottom means that here's your bottom. We can go up for another wave, right? A separate wave from this. So here's so this wave, when I say the bottom, I'm talking about the wave itself. So this wave here, so you have one wave there, you have one wave here, and you have one wave here. Okay, this wave here is, in my opinion, finished. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You gotten way back down to this point here. This was that first little bull flag before the big run up, and that was the pullback, and that's typically where they go. So there you go. And now since that's in, now we want to expect another wave, some kind of retrace. So once this retrace is over, there's no guarantee that this low will hold. We can continue down, but I don't, because it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or WX, YX, Z, something like that, right? But everything starts off as 3, and then if we can get through the retrace levels, then for sure, the low's in, right? So we got a pretty looking candle here. 3-day, 5-day. No, I'm looking for 9s. We don't have any 9s. Oh, but we got a 5. We got an 8, and it's about to end tomorrow. So we're going to get a 9 tomorrow on the 5-day chart, and it looks pretty clean. It looks perfected. So, looking good. XLM. I like the way XLM looks too. XLM likes to do these falling wedges. Beautiful falling wedges. I like the way they look. So, we wanna break out, and that's what we should look for. We're looking for longs. Dog. Wow, look at Dog. Look at that bullish hammer candle for Dog. That is pretty intense. And look where it went, guys. Oh my god. It literally went to the bottom here for the open. So I bet what's his name? The guy that turned me on to this meme coin, Crypto Capital Venture. He likes Dog, and he's got a big following on YouTube. I don't really watch him a lot, but I respected his opinions on the market throughout the years, and he got some things right, and I like the Dog. It's the Bitcoin meme coin. Look, we got a 3-wave move here, right? We got an impulse, you got a 3-wave pullback, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and you have a doji. And do you have divergence? I bet we have divergence. No, we don't. Well, not on this time frame, but let's see. Wow, look how oversold you are on the 2-day. That's pretty insane. Yeah, we don't have any divergence because the recent drop we had was so vicious, I think. So yeah, there's absolutely no divergence on here. So, we would look for like local divergence, right? Because again, we do have 1, 2, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it looks really good. Got a big engulfing candle here. Man, that thing shot straight up. Damn, I wish I would have bought that. That would have been a nice buy right there. It was kind of funny because I was looking at the charts and nothing was going on. And then I came back, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just took off out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa, that was big. So I was looking online to see what happened, and it was obviously the tariffs, right? But the problem is now you have a 3-way move to the upside. Yeah, everything's got these 3-wave shapes. So this could just be a pullback and then a continuation. That's the reality, This could be going down. Let me get rid of all this. This could be going down, 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 and then this is just a 3-way pullback, and then we're going to continue down. Very, very possible, but I just don't think it's completely likely because, man, we've just been falling for so long, and we finally got some good news on the tariffs. It's on the 1-year anniversary of this 3-way pullback. How big this was is about how big that is. So everything's saying, yeah, I think we need, this wave needs to end because it's really frustrating how long this is taking. So, but I shouldn't say it's not frustrating. It's just, it's just like, it's taking a long time. That's what I mean. But the structure is not out of this world. It's not frustrating at all. So, if anything, it's beautiful, right? Because of how many waves we have. So we got the divergence. I'd like to see a base get built and then a continuation up. So anyways, that should do it. Is there anything else? H bar. Yeah, see, H bar had 3. That was also a 3-wave move. So you had 1, 2, 3, and then you had 1, 2, 3, and then you had 1, 2, 3. Look at that. 3, 3, 3. So 3 there, 3 there. You see, everything moves in 3s. So if this is WX and then this whole thing is 3, why? Looks like also like a falling wedge kinda, but I don't really like the way it looks. You can see it kind of slid out of there. Yeah, I like it like that. So yeah, it's getting pretty tight in there. I could make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Not too bad. Filecoin. What's up with Filecoin? I don't see how much more Filecoin we can go down. I don't see how much more we can go down on Filecoin. It's pretty down in the dumps. But, we got 3 waves up, we got 3 waves down. So, and we got 5 in the third. And we basically have a new all-time low here. You could see just recently, Filecoin has never been this low ever. I mean, the all-time high for Filecoin was $200 and we're sitting at $250. So from where we are now, and if we just go up to the retrace level, that you're looking at 15x to get back to the all-time high, or just to get to, yeah, the all-time high, you're looking at 8,000%. So that's an 80x move if we can get there, and I think we can. I think Filecoin has good utility. So Matic, yeah, we had a big sharp move down. I think it's, look how sharp it is, right? You could see it's roughly the same size as all of these. So it should be about finished is what I mean here. Let's look at Chainlink. Oh yeah, and then Chainlink came back down to this little, we're at key levels, so I just don't see us going much further down, Of course, if we had a stock market continue meltdown, then maybe. Man, I just like that trend line there. Look at that. It looks beautiful. Actually, it looks more like, look how tight this looks in here. That's very tight. That's one of the tightest falling wedges I've seen in a while. As Burt Reynolds would say, I want this barricade tighter than a tick's ass. Dukes of Hazzard. Alright, what's Algo been up to? Same thing with Algo. You could see we came back down to this area here. Oh, guys, look at this. Watch. This is gonna blow your mind right here. Watch this. You see this zone right there? That's what started the move up. Okay. And then look what happened. We came down, and we had made another zone. And this zone came down to this zone. That's exactly what's happening now. The price came up, and now we're going down to this zone over here. So you can see right there. Look at that, guys. This is where it started from. You broke out. You came all the way back down, and you back tested the top of it by creating another zone. You broke out again. You came all the way back down, and you're back testing the top of this. That's another reason why I think the lows should be in, at least for this wave. This wave should be finished. Okay, that wave should be finished. We should see another wave up. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if we have to go sideways for a little bit and then go up. I don't know if it's going to go up in 3 and then a continuation down, you know. But one thing I can tell you is that I believe that we're going to get back into these retracement levels. So something like that, right? Somehow we get back up there. Hopefully it's, you know, we had some pretty bullish. That was a beautiful bullish time back then. I wish I sold more, to be honest. I wish I had sold a lot more crypto than I held on to. It would have really helped out for my cash reserves. You know, like I said, my wife's car, basically the engine got stuck. It's pretty much blown. So, and it really sucks because we were about to trade in the car for an SUV, and we were right there about to do it, and that was back in December. And then fast forward today, now the car is blown. Now we can't use that as a down payment. And I don't really want to suck out any money right now because the prices are so low, but she needs it's just one of those frustrating things. Also, my dog still needs his knee surgery on both knees. That's going to cost a lot. So it's been a little bit of a struggle. But, you know, because I like I said, I don't like trading short. But sometimes I have to pay the bills, you know. So, but now, like I said, I'm looking for longs. And I didn't really get the entry that I wanted on a lot of these coins. But, you know, I just have to live with it. So I think we pretty much covered everything. I mean, look at the market, guys. We haven't seen we haven't seen numbers like this in a long time. 12% for XRP, back to $2. We were at 206 a little while ago. It's starting to pull back down again. So let's see if we can get a continuation soon. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in here. I guess I'd have to go to the small time frames before I let you go. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, you kind of got like a 1, 2, another one, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We looked at that as a diag, a little 3-way pullback, and then a big move up. So what is it doing now? Well, it appears that it's trying to make some type of 3-way move. Is this an A, B, and a C? I guess so, right? You could look at it like that. So we'll see how it plays out. We could come back down. And I mean, obviously, we probably will come down and retest like $1.90 or even this area right here, this little area right here at $1.83. You know, we can make our way back down there, you know, create some type of a bigger structure here. Because the reason I don't like it right here is because we have a 3-way move and we're right at resistance. So the only thing positive we had was the Trump tariff stuff, but that was it, you know. So Let's look for a little bit of a pullback, and then we'll see what happens. But anyways, appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you can hit the like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember, not financial advice. Cheers.